Yeah. Yo, what's up?
Man, you know how I feel right now with how early you guys are starting.
What do you mean?
Makes me. No, it's not. It's 28.
Nope, it's 6:31.
There's no way it's 6:31 right now. My computer is lying to me. Then
I would say that my computer is saying the same lie.
my computer. So your computer is early, sir.
Well,
I got 28.
I was going by what StreamYard was telling me. So if you guys want to reach out to StreamYard and tell them, hey, StreamYard, you're misleading people and making them start their broadcast early.
That was crazy. I felt like, you know, when you're like, you wake up as a kid, you're about to go to school, and then you hear the bus a block away. That's how I felt. I was like, oh shit, the bus is here. So I had to run and grab like a sandwich and grab my shoe. But I forgot my
that. Was that a thing that happened? I've thankfully never had that moment of like, oh, I hear the bus coming.
No, not that you hear it coming, but you kind of know like it's at a certain point at a certain time, and then you look at the clock, you're like, oh shit, I gotta go.
Yeah, there's like no chance in hell that I'm gonna catch that if I don't bolt out the window right now. You're like running down the stairs. Your dad's coming in from his night shift. You're like, bye.
I was mad nervous. I was like, I didn't do a sound check, nothing. And I hear the intro beat already play.
Well, I mentioned before, I have a hard out at 8, so I'm gonna make
I know.
Time. That's why. What's up, everybody? Geektastic Cypher here. For all of you who are already tuned in previously on Mixler, where we, some of you have already been listening to us rant and rave and talk about Zack Snyder being a complete jackass. And that's just is what it is. That's actually, no, you know what? Let me rephrase. That's my opinion. It is the opinion of Brian Holiday that Zack Snyder is not a benevolent, wonderful director. He is looking for an opportunity to spread his name and his worth around because Army of the Dead is going to come out and it's probably not going to be that good. And he already had to reshoot.
It looks terrible.
He had to reshoot stuff because Chris D'Elia got canceled for being a perverted, disgusting man. Ooh. And they dropped in Tig, which is great. Tig Notaro's hilarious. But as you can imagine, when you've already started filming something and you have to do reshoots to get rid of an actor, much like Christopher Plummer did for Kevin Spacey, it's never fun. And it makes it hard for your movie to progress.
That is very interesting. Army of the Dead also looks like it's weird, man. He has a style and he sticks to his guns. He's like Michael Bay. He's like Michael Bay in that sense.
Oh my God, seriously, I agree.
Yeah,
I
would agree on that.
Trailer. The one thing that stuck out to me was why are they doing the
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, the Suicide Squad lettering and stuff. And I looked up the company that does that lettering, and then I realized that company does everybody's lettering. So I guess not really. They do every style, so I can't really say, oh, you jumped into that boat.
It wasn't even more so the lettering. It's just like the color aesthetically.
Yes,
like all those bright colors are like very Suicide Squad. He has two styles. It's either it looks like 300 or it looks like Suicide Squad. and that's pretty much it.
That's everything you bring to the table, Zack. And that's what we're going to expect for your crap Justice League 4-hour cliffhanger movie that no one really wants. We don't want, I was just saying to Dave before, and Dave, you got to be honest. If Zack Snyder wasn't making this, would you care? Like, did you want to see the Zack Snyder cut before you heard about him making it? Or is it just because everyone's been talking about the Zack Snyder cut, you're like, well, I'm going to watch it? Like, did you need to see this Zack Snyder cut? Be honest.
I wouldn't say I needed it, but when the movie came out and when I found out that Joss Whedon was taking over, I felt like, I don't think it's going to be the same movie that the guy wanted. And in my head, I was like, is it that different? So is my curiosity there? Yes. Did I need it? I'm not happy that he's putting it as a cliffhanger because although, yes, good for you, you're, I guess, keeping to your original script. I don't necessarily want to be at the cliffhanger of a 4-hour movie.
He's going to end the 4-hour movie with a cliffhanger. As in, it's because the movie was supposed to be the 2 parts, remember? And the next part was supposed to be the nightmare. I
love that that's how disturbed Tobi is at the moment. For
it's supposed to be a 2-parter. But you give me a 4-hour movie for the first part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So that's the thing I don't understand. I don't understand if the 4 hours. I don't understand if the 4 hours are supposed to be the two parts that he worked on originally combined as one thing, or
so what's the cliffhanger for? That right away that eliminates your first option. You're helping him out too much. What's your second option?
You know what?
But the rumor was that it would be.
Go ahead.
The rumor was that it was supposed to lead to Green Lantern, though, right? Like it was supposed to. Like there was always the rumor that technically in his scope, when he wanted to.
Listen, Dave. I know you, Dave. I know you love Green Lantern, but let's not pretend like that's what everyone else.
I'm just saying that's what the original one was supposed to be. The person to help them at the end was supposed to be Green Lantern, and then that was supposed to be the lead into the next movie.
Help them with what?
Yeah, but that's
what is Green Lantern gonna do?
The original one was supposed
that
to be
Superman can't do. Against Darkseid.
That's what it was. The rumor. I'm not. Like not Zack Snyder answering. Might be white.
Oh,
put up a bunch of green shields. That's all they were supposed to do. That they're gonna show up and be like,
that's crazy. There's gonna be a cliffhanger
after 4 hours.
Look, we put up a green shield. It's our willpower.
Well, I mean,
that is.
It's just Lord of the Rings extended cut, essentially.
No. What are you doing giving it so much credit?
No, I'm saying what they're doing, not the credit.
4 hours with a cliffhanger.
Yep.
What's the point of me watching 4 hours then?
Nothing. That's what I've been saying. He doesn't want to make a good movie. He's just doing this for the clout to say, I got to show you the version I would have made. And because he's not getting paid for it, at the end of the day, if everyone says, well, this kind of sucks, they're all going to be like, man, well, he did for free.
Oh, and he puts the cliffhanger in case they want to make another. But just stop beating a dead horse. Just stop it.
Unless you kill Cyborg in the movie, he's not coming back. Ray is done. He's been out in the streets posting every other day talking about, listen, they're all fuckers, they're all assholes, and I'm not coming back.
No, his posts end with I love ZS. Have you seen his Twitter posts?
Sure. Yes, but
he's dude is in love with Snyder.
He's not going to work for Warner Brothers, though. Warner Brothers has the rights to the characters. They're not going to bring him back.
Zack Snyder ain't bringing him back either. I think he's also delusional in that area,
right? It's just like,
what are you going to bat for the dude for?
This white savior is not actually going to save you, buddy. Sorry.
If anything, you're giving him more clout. He's just like, keep giving it to me.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's giving him more clout.
Crazy. Wow.
Cyborg has no business on the Justice League, anyways. That's my opinion.
Exactly. He should have been on Team
Titans. Well, here's the thing. Yeah. He does, because the Mother Box plays a huge role in like Justice League and advancing their story. All the the technology that comes later on in the Justice League kind of leaks off of the Cyborg story.
But that's only because of New 52 anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, here's the thing. Marvel took the 1610 universe, started making movies, and then started using 616 universe stuff in the movies, blending the 1610 and 616. DC is trying to do their New 52, and then on top of that, just retelling any old story. They're not even trying to tell linear stories. They're just like, hey, Aquaman, go do this thing. Wonder Woman, you're doing World War I. Oh, Captain America did that for his World War II.
Well, yeah, they're doing Elseworlds.
But that's the thing. They were connecting them, and now they're separating them. This is worse than the comic.
Or are they? Like, every other day I'm hearing things are going to be connected, right? Like, the Flash movie is still happening.
Yep.
And that's in the same universe. It's supposed to rewrite everything, supposedly.
Isn't Ezra having problems, though, too, now? Isn't he under fire for something?
He was under fire before the COVID. It went away. News went away.
Yeah.
He's still on. They never fired him.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't understand how you're
love him, but
the ground. And everyone's just like, meh, we're not sure it's him. And then when they showed the video, they're like, oh, no, it's him. But maybe he was just joking. Wait, what? It's like, okay. Because I'll say this, though. It sucks. But if he was black, if it was Ray, Cyborg's never coming back from that.
For sure not.
Been fired.
For sure not.
That's all I'm saying.
Been replaced.
I mean, I also don't know.
It needs to be Ezra.
They would have Terrence Howard his ass so fast. What? Get out of here. Anyway,
They would have Terrence Howard his ass. Is hilarious.
Make you vanish. You're just darker in the next movie. Unexplained.
Shoot. They'd literally face off them. Oh man.
I'm downtown. Oh man. That was good.
Dude, when did that news come out about the cliffhanger? Today?
No, just a couple days ago.
Oh, okay, I missed that. My goodness.
I'm
great.
I mean, I've been saying ever since I found out he wasn't getting a paycheck, I was just like, well, that seems like weird news. I'm not really sure why everyone feels they need to share that, whether he's paid or not. And also, let's not pretend like they're not going to give him something. You don't come in and redo all this work for literally for free. They're giving him something. So they're
not paying him outright. He's got royalties in some sense. Credits.
He's getting something. He's getting something.
There's some kickback.
Yeah. And that's okay. As well. He's an artist. He's working on a piece of art. I expect him to get paid. Them trying to spin it as he's doing it for free because it's under the original contract and he just wants to be able to deliver his vision. Again, it's that whole like he's so above the art, the money, it's for the art. It's like, buddy, if you're in Hollywood, don't ever pretend like it's for the art. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hate on Hollywood, but the industry itself is based on the money. If you wanted to make indie films, you'd be making indie films. You want to go make an indie Superman, then let Warner Brothers make some deal with you and make your indie Superman movie. But don't go into the Warner Brothers doors, one of the biggest corporations, one of the most money-making corporations, and then pretend like you're doing this gratis. Come on, man.
Speaking of the Man of Steel Corporation, since we're on the topic, what's up with this Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman?
Oh, I left that for news, but we can jump into it now.
Let's talk about it right now.
I have no idea. I don't understand why they're doing it. I don't think it's a good idea. No one wants a black Superman story. I don't want you're either telling us the story of Val Zod or you're telling us the story of Calvin Ellis.
Icon?
No, Icons. That's not even Icon. Both.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what about characters like?
Yep. I've been telling people, I'm like, I've been writing in every group I can when people are so excited about this black Superman. I'm like, give us an Icon movie. And I always get tons of likes because everyone says the same thing. Why are we doing these black versions of Superman when we could
Why are we doing the black versions of any white characters when there are black ones with equal, if not more power? Better Icon's stories, possibly.
Rocket's
Icon is like John Jones in a sense, right? Alien comes to Earth, takes on a black man's identity, and then boom, here we go.
He's a Republican most of his life.
He's that too. What? You know how many challenging?
What?
Yeah, dude.
He's a Republican. That's part of the story. Rocket is trying to teach him that you can't just sit in your ivory tower when people that look like you are being discriminated against, and that's why I think that's a better story than Val Zod, who's a pacifist Superman, or Calvin Ellis, who's based on Obama, and it's like. Okay, what's the point of this story?
Well, we're getting Kal-El though.
Rewind. This is the thing that I'm also finding out. Where did they confirm that it's Kal-El? Because the original
we haven't heard anything else. Yeah,
exactly. The original article just says Ta-Nehisi Coates is working on a Superman movie with J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. It doesn't say which version of Superman he's doing. Then people started saying, "Oh, rumor has it that they're working on a black Superman." And I was just like, okay, that's a cool rumor. And then every single outlet started saying Black Superman movie. And I was just like, whoa, did anyone confirm this? Oh, no, it's this original article that says rumor has it they're working on a Black Superman. So everyone else just started saying, hey, we're going to have a Black Superman. So I was just like, okay.
Terrible. I mean,
lazy journalism.
I'm kind of lost for words because Calvin Ellis, you're right. Like he is Calvin Ellis.
Yes,
you can make it work within that realm, but it's just like, why? He's as obscure as Icon. So why not make it Icon? Right? Exactly. Like, who cares? It's
one of the things
people love superhero movies. You know that, guys, now? Like people love them. No matter who the character is. If you could tell a great goddamn story, they will watch it.
Yep.
So let's stop going after these beaten to death characters that nobody cares. Nobody even cares about white Superman anymore. Why do they want a black one?
You guys,
hey, that's early title. Nobody cares about white Superman anymore. I don't even want a black one. I like that.
It's crazy.
I like that.
Man.
Wow. You know what you do really good right now? Darkman.
Sure.
Darkman would be hard right now with our technology. Taking people's faces all burnt up. Yeah, Darkman would be hard.
It could be done it could be done better. Kind of like Candyman. It's kind of like those are movies that probably could use an upgraded remake just based on the fact that they didn't have the technology to do it then, you know?
I want to see an Exo Manowar movie, man. That's obscure.
That is obscure. Obscure as fuck. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Spawn movie. We're supposed to get this new Spawn movie that's going to be.
Is that still happening?
Is Todd doing it?
Yes, Todd is
we'll get that in 30 years.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Fuck. Damn.
I think that really comes down to just the fact that he's busy. The industry's busy. He's really slow on stuff. Like, what's Todd's excuse for taking so long with everything?
He's caking off of the toys he's making. He's coming out with new Batman toys every month.
Yeah,
he ain't got no time for no movie.
That man has a smart business.
This guy put out the whole Dark Knight's Metal verse of Batman toys in like under a year.
Yeah. I don't even understand how he got them flipped that fast. Where's he getting them built? How did he design them?
I don't know. And the articulation's crap, but I mean, he's doing it.
My guy's worth a lot of money. Time to him means nothing anymore.
Yeah.
At this point. So if you've been asking for a Spawn movie for 20-25 years, you're still going to want to see a Spawn movie 5-10 years from now.
So real. 2040, I'm going to see that. No, I'm going to see that.
I've been telling people, my thing with everything that's going on is I feel like people aren't willing to take risk, and Marvel took a risk. Marvel took an alcoholic, war profiteering asshole and made him the spearhead of the biggest franchise in cinematic hero history. And no one else is willing to pick an obscure character to try and make something interesting. Like when Ta-Nehisi Coates and them are going to be working on a black Superman, you're still banking on the Superman name. You guys have... How deep is their catalog of characters that they could go anywhere? The Black Adam movie, let's not pretend like Black Adam is an obscure character, because Black Adam is being played by The Rock. And as soon as The Rock said he wanted to do it, you guys are waiting. What? When did they announce he was going to play it? 8 years ago?
It was a while. It was before Shazam. It was a while.
Yeah. So think about that. Instead of doing it right away, you just had The Rock name drop it so that everyone said, wait, what's Black Adam? And then they all looked.
When they announced it again recently, they had nothing to show except for just some quick flashes of The Rock and Black Adam and like this cartoon and then a voiceover telling a story. They had nothing to show. They're just still hyping it up.
You see my boy Jimmy with The Rock and his Young Rock show? You see that?
Oh, yeah.
You see that Marvel connection? You see that? Yeah.
Jimmy.
Not Jimmy. The character from WandaVision. He's on the. I can't remember his
Randall.
name.
Randall Park.
Oh, is he on Young Rock?
He's on. He's the interviewer.
Wait, do we want? Because I was gonna do Young Rock in my View the Right Thing. So do you guys want to wait?
Yeah, we can do it later.
You can do it.
But yeah, Randall Park though. My boy, this guy is on the glow up. The fact that, what's funny about that whole situation with Constance Wu? Remember when she got in trouble because she was talking about how she doesn't want to? She's just like, man, I hope they cancel the show. She didn't say that, but when the show got renewed, she posted that tweet that got everyone mad because she's just like, when you want to do what's the one with Eddie Wong?
The boat show there?
Yeah. Fresh out the boat.
Show.
Yeah. She played the mom. She played the mom on Fresh Off the Boat. Randall Park played the dad, right?
Yes, that's where I know. Okay.
Yeah, they both were on the show. Randall didn't complain about shit, but was out there getting roles. Constance Wu was complaining and wasn't doing as many roles as him. Got Crazy Rich Asians, good on her. But if you look at her cinematography, her whole list is what? Fresh Off the Boat, Crazy Rich Asians, a movie named Parallel, And that's all I can think of. Those are like the three things that I can think of. Meanwhile,
done now?
Say what?
Is Fresh Off the Boat done now?
Yeah, it's finished now.
Oh crap! Okay.
But meanwhile, Randall Park did. What did he do? He's done an amazing freestyle that flipped everyone's fucking lids. He did.
My first intro to Randall Park, oddly enough, was such an obscure role. We've used the word obscure a lot today, but it was on The Office when he played Jim.
Exactly.
In The Office. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Randall was just low key like snaking through, just like, oh, you guys need a role over here, pop up. You need something over here, pop up. Oh, you guys need this character in Ant-Man.
What's that movie that was banned? Korea with
Seth Rogen and the homeboy.
No, not The Dictator. The Interview.
He was Kim Jong in that movie, wasn't he?
Oh, is he?
He was. I think he was Kim Jong Un in that movie. Great. Yeah, he's been around. He's good. He's been around.
And meanwhile, Constant Wu was the one that was saying like, "Oh, I was hoping the show would get canceled because I wanted to go pop off." And since the show's done, Randall has been in WandaVision, has been on Young Rock, has been like he's just getting role after role.
On stuff, yeah.
So
even before that, though, he's been getting roles. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But they were both working on the same schedule.
Yeah.
And on the show, I would say, because obviously the hierarchy was the kid, because he was the star of the show, because it's about him.
Yeah.
It was based on some guys. I don't know whose life it was based on originally. Not trying to disrespect him. I know it's based on someone pretty popular, but I don't remember right now.
Wong?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because that's what the fucking character's name is. My bad.
Oh wow.
Anyways, but yeah, like you're gonna have this. He's top billed. Then I think it was the mom and Randall were second and third, and then you had the two brothers fourth, fifth, and then you had the grandma sixth. Then you had the neighbors seventh, eighth, and so on like that, all the way down the chain. So they had the same schedule. They were on the same show. They were doing the same frequency. Yet Randall found time to do other stuff. So why was she complaining? That's the part I don't understand. And why didn't she make better use of her time now? And since then, where are you? Because if you were so ready to blow up when you were talking all that smack, and I don't even say that to disrespect her. She's a good actress, but where's your management? Where's your agent? Where are all the people that are supposed to be working on your team?
I don't even have a problem with her saying that. Like, I'm looking forward to do more things, but saying that you wish the show was canceled because you want to do more things is kind of a weird thing to say.
It was more when the show got renewed. She was very negative about the renewal, which
that's odd. And that actually makes no one want to work with you then, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I would assume.
And then think about all the people who work on the set too, like all the all the writers, producers, the crew on the set. Like those people all rely on you guys playing your roles. If you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, it's just like, thanks,
so
lady.
Weird.
I got 2 kids to put in college, but hey, you don't want to do the show anymore that's doing well and ABC's willing to bankroll. It's okay. I'll tell my kids they can just figure their own shit out.
It's crazy. It just creates animosity on set too. Like everyone's talking and stuff before you walk in. The moment you walk in, it's like crickets. It's quiet because everybody knows a girl who hates working here just walked in. You know, like this is crazy. Like, why do that to yourself? I think what gets lost is that those people in those kinds of careers forget that it is a job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I wouldn't say that in an interview while working a 9 to 5. Like an interview for the work, and they're like, "Oh, you guys did well last year." Well, I kind of wish we didn't do so well, so I could have had more time. So I
wish I could have stuck around a bit more.
Like, what the hell kind of statement?
So many projects coming in.
I kind of wish we blew it in the playoffs, to be honest.
So I could have gone on vacation sooner or played golf a little bit longer.
I really wanted to work on my swing. Like, shit.
But we had to go win the Super Bowl. Like, I mean,
oh no,
sheesh. Like,
that's fucking awesome.
God damn.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Spoiled people sometimes, guys. We have another discussion. This is something that has been popping up a lot on social media in nerd groups. People have been asking. I think it's a pretty easy thing, but let's discuss it. How did Vision's body end up in the hands of Sword? So
they picked it up off the blood clot battlefield.
No, I don't think they got it off the battlefield.
Yeah, because remember, it's in Wakanda. So Sword has no jurisdiction. They couldn't have just popped up in Wakanda. But at the same time, we know Black Panther got blipped, Shuri got blipped, and Okoye got blipped.
The dude there, what's his name?
No, the girl, what was the bodyguard played by Denai?
Not Okoye.
Carrera.
Yeah,
that's
not Okoye? That's Okoye.
Yeah, Okoye, but I'm thinking about the liaison. What's his name? Between.
Oh, Russ. What's his name? Ross.
Yeah. Actually, I have a wilder theory, and that'll also lead on to like who I think Hayward is and like where he fits in within all this.
Wait, Hayward is someone other than just an asshole?
Hayward's a Skrull.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. I've been hearing that too.
I'm gonna say this because that explains how he was able to get into Wakanda to get it. He could have transformed to anybody.
Okay.
It also makes sense with what happened in Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man movie.
Yes, it fits in with that narrative at the end of it, where the Skrulls are obviously working as Nick Fury and Mariah Hall, and then there's also no, actually no, that about covers it.
No, that's it.
That about covers it. I actually think that's the way. It doesn't make sense that Wakanda would give it up that easily, right?
Well, okay. So my thing is, I don't think Wakanda would have given it up easily, but I do think that Wakanda would have been in turmoil with the leadership all gone. And if they're trying to do the sequel, and the sequel is set in a time where obviously the sequel is going to be set after the blip, because at this point. But if we're going to get glimpses of what happened in Wakanda when we come back, or if Ryan Coogler's series are going to show us what happened, we're going to see Wakanda or depicted over 5 years without proper leadership, at least for first
coming in.
Yeah, man, those borders. Because remember, he already introduces Wakanda to the world right before he blips.
Right.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Sharing.
Yeah, he's out there ready to share information, and he had the embassies and stuff. Sorry.
I was because I'm trying to remember between the blip and because I'm thinking maybe Tony could have gotten it, but was Tony stuck in space between the 5 years, or did they lose and then they went and got him, and then there was 5 years? I can't remember.
Tony,
they went in first. That was the first 30 days, and then
exactly.
Okay,
because he comes back with what's her name?
Captain
with Captain Marvel with the robot chick,
the daughter. Yeah, Thanos' daughter. Why am I drawing?
We're losing right now. Hold on, Nebula. Thank you. God
damn. Yeah. It's because I'm so stuck in WandaVision mode right now, and I'm only thinking about characters. They're trying to remember every 23 movies. I don't feel bad that I'm forgetting some of them. So all you nerds out there, you can't take away our nerd cards because we still stomp y'all in the streets. So calm down.
What do you feel about? I guess we're talking about WandaVision at this point.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't talking about WandaVision. I'm just talking specifically about how the body got there. So, I wanted to discuss what I think happened in Wakanda. I'm thinking possible the story where there's no leadership. The Queen Mother still takes over because it doesn't seem like she got blipped. And in the time that she tries to take over, M'Baku, or who's the other character? Someone in the Christopher Priest run of the comic book, the Akibe, that like priest who was like trying to take over Wakanda and was trying to trick the Queen Mother at the time.
So what do you think Black Panther 2 is going to be about then, if that was the case?
Black Panther 2, unfortunately, I would love to see what happens in the time of the blip, but because we know they're going to be trying to move past that when the movies come, and we might get small glimpses, I'm thinking the movie is going to take place right after the blip and right after the battle, and now that Wakanda is, back under the power of the Black Panther, and Shuri's returned and everyone's returned, the story is going to be about trying to rebuild the empire and trying to deal with the fact that a lot of their secrets have gotten out because he opened up the borders, then disappeared, and then Wakanda was open. Like, and he's not protected. And if Namor is there, like everyone's hoping, that's
what I was going to say. Tsunami, Black Panther dies.
Yeah. Man, that sucks that they're going to have to keep off screen or CGI in a mask or something. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, I think it'll more so be like an animated story being told by the voiceover of like the mom or something, right?
So sad.
Just to kind of like, you know, I don't think you want to fully CGI that or have someone else play him. I think you want to kind of make it a storytelling moment almost. That's what I would do.
I'm annoyed that we're not going to see, we're never going to get to see T'Challa drop a world on Namor's face.
Yeah. Okay, can we have the conversation? The recasting. I don't want him recast for the second movie for T'Challa.
No,
I'm okay with him coming back after though. I understand people being. I just don't, because a lot of people are saying like, oh, Disney's doing him wrong. I just think out of respect for him, the second movie, he just died. The idea was for him to be there. They don't want to replace him. But if you're going to continue the MCU, I'm okay with them recasting him and bringing him in. Or, like you said before, the possible multiverse thing of bringing someone else as the different T'Challa from an alternate reality.
Yeah,
but I don't. How would you bring our T'Challa back? Like you're saying, like because you're saying for him not to be in the first movie, but be back in the. How would you bring him back in the other movies if it wasn't just an alternate reality?
Well, however they decide to do it.
Yeah, they don't have to say that he's dead. If they don't kill him in the second movie, he's just not in the second movie, which would be weird. I get that the movie's called Black Panther, and T'Challa wouldn't be there. That would be very weird. But the mantle passed on to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. You could do that as well. I don't mind another Black Panther coming in. Just I don't like the idea of Black Panther just going away and becoming a memorial. I don't know about recasting T'Challa, but you could definitely make the second movie there was an invasion, he was captured, he's being held, Shuri and everybody else has to step up, and then at the end of the movie they find him in a cell, and we're supposed to believe it's T'Challa. He looks different, but he's been held in a cell, just not unable to escape or something. I don't know. But it kind of sucks that we're talking about recasting.
Well, the only reason I brought it up is because I've been seeing so many people talk about the fact that Disney doesn't respect Black heroes and saying that like all this stuff, like it's anti-Black. Like, and I obviously I'm not on the same page with that. I don't believe it's as simple as that. I don't think just because Disney felt to honor Chad, they didn't want to just recast him right away for this next movie. I think it's kind of short-sighted for anybody to say it's, people are saying Disney's racist, they don't care about Black heroes. It's like, pump your brakes. That's not.
What do you mean? They're bringing Blade back. I don't know. Like that's an example.
Man, dude, honestly, sometimes in these nerd groups, these Black nerd groups, it's really hard to have these conversations with people because their first reaction is to play the race card and not have a discussion about racism.
You want to know why it's different for us than it is for those people in that group?
Why?
Because they're American and it's a far different feel for them when it comes to these things. We can talk about it as outsiders a little bit, right? Because it's a lot of these stories and a lot of these things aren't as personal to us, but we enjoy the discussions and being able to like be rational. Yeah. We are able to be rational about it.
I can see. I can see the trees from the forest. You know what I mean? Like I'm able to.
They're in the forest.
They're in it. They're in it, and to them, every time something is decided, it is a racially based decision, and could not be
to them because it's been like that for so long that.
But like, what does the MCU movie about Black Panther and Disney saying we're honoring a man who just died have to do with the stuff that you've gone through? Like. They made the movie and a Black person died, and we're saying we don't just want to replace him because he meant so much to the franchise. And you're saying that's racist. Wait, what?
What?
Would you be more annoyed if we said all Negroes look alike? Just toss another one in. That's literally what happened.
That's all right. We'll just recast them. That's how insensitive that would come across as.
Did you guys know that was supposedly in a backroom conversation? Someone said we can just replace Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle. No one will even notice the difference. That was
I heard that.
Yeah, that was a rumor that supposedly that was said. If they have that mentality about Terrence, light skin ass Terrence and dark as night Don Cheadle, you don't think they would have done the same thing with T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman? Come on now.
Now it was 2007. Things were a lot freer back then.
It was 13 years ago. 14 years ago.
It was a lot. The times were freer back then, you know?
True.
Oh man,
Wow.
that's
so
deep.
sad and true. So sad and true.
Way back in 2007.
Yeah. Way back in 2007. Oh my god. Yo, the fact that you said way back in 2007 and that's 14 years ago is fucking nuts to me.
Yesterday.
Like,
it's yesterday.
Jesus. Can you imagine 2007 before the MCU was an idea? We didn't even have.
Jeans are mad baggy.
Yo, it's actually insane. It is insane because I think about like, jeez, it's funny you said it. I started talking and I was like, oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh baggy. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Jeans were baggy. The t-shirts were gowns. You know, it was
T-shirt.
it was the days.
Crazy.
It's crazy to think that I remember how I felt seeing Iron Man being the thing they chose to do, and I was like, I don't read Iron Man comics. Like,
Iron
Man.
Man.
like why did they choose this character?
Yeah,
What is the point? Give me Spider-Man. Give me a better Spider-Man. Blah, blah, blah. And then saw the first Iron Man. I was like,
Oh shit. Yeah.
That end credit scene sealed it for me too. And they introduced end credit scenes. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were trailblazers, man.
Yeah. Yep. A whole fucking cinematic industry changed by those movies. People had to start moving around release dates for superhero movies because they didn't want to compete with them. Memorial Day in the States.
Did I lie?
Those different days in the States. Those dates became superhero release dates. That's big, man. That's a big move to do over 14 years.
Did X-Men start end credit scenes?
Yes.
Superhero movies started end credit scenes, if that's what you want to say.
Overall, really? Okay.
I would say even if they did it in other movies, superhero movies made it popular. And they led into sequels because you've had post-credit scenes like Ferris Bueller's Day Off has a post-credit scene where Ferris tells you to get out of the movie theater.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's not, it was funny, but it's just for comedic value. The whole connecting multiple films and universes together and giving you something special to be excited about for the next film where you're like, oh shit, I got to see this next one. That's different.
Okay. Yeah. They made it popular. They just revolutionized. Okay. Yeah. It's been going on for a long time. Look at that. Like, they didn't have to do much for me to give them all the credit in the world. Like, they just had to deliver good stories and things I could follow and not drop the ball.
By the way, DCEU, this could have been you, but you was picking up. This could have been you.
This could have been us.
You had Christopher Nolan's Batman, and even if Nolan didn't want to stick around, all you had to do was replicate that universe. Man of Steel was your first attempt. It was a decent attempt. It wasn't a great movie, but it was decent.
They should have done the Robin movie follow up or the Nightwing movie follow up with what's his name? JGL. Yeah, with JGL. Literally, people were expecting that. They set it up. They gave it to us at the end of the movie.
Yes,
I'm kind of happy that movie didn't happen though.
Why?
I that's the one twist out of that franchise I really didn't like. Like at the end, he's like, "Oh, your real name is Robin or whatever." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Honestly,
like, fuck you.
Fine. So you didn't want the Robin movie, but would you
like that? I would have liked the Robin movie, but not that. That one.
Okay.
You know
So you find the setup was
Dick
weak.
Grayson movie. Don't make up a character.
But what's a real Dick Grayson movie, right?
Yeah,
we've always said, like, if you're gonna tell a story, you gotta tell it in a way that's original and new and better. So I think
that's what Nolan tried. Because Nolan was like, you know what, Dick Grayson has been the sidekick since the 60s. Let me since the 50s, 40s, before. I'm thinking of the TV show, but he's been there
before in the comics. Yeah.
So, it's just like, okay, I don't want to do Dick Grayson. I don't want to do Jason Todd. I don't want to do Tim Drake. I'm not going to do Stephanie from Frank Miller. What do I do? Okay, let's introduce this cop and set this up. I wasn't mad at it.
I wasn't mad at it either. And he looked the part.
Like Robins are like the characters I really like in DC in general. I really like the Robins, so I guess maybe it's because I'm a little too attached. There's a bias there. However, had he made the movie, would I have watched it for sure? And could he have won me over? Look, when he announced that Heath Ledger was Joker, I laughed my ass off. And then I saw like
many others.
Just the bank scene alone when he released that. And he's not even in paint. And I was like, you proved me wrong. Like right away I knew I was wrong. So had he made that movie, I would have watched it. I would have watched it to see if he would have proved me wrong again.
I actually liked the Joker images before that clip came out, though. I was shocked at like the way he looked.
Yeah,
it just looked good.
Yeah.
So
DC, you messed up, like we've been saying. We say it multiple times a year. Get your DCEU animated people to come and just do that. Just do that. Just do it. Do it.
Nike.
Yes.
Yes. Nike.
Cool. Man.
Okay, real quick on the DC thing though, not to compare them, but I don't want to compare them, so I'm not. Throughout the years, Batman has the best stories. We're just saying this. That's fact.
Unfortunately.
Because out of the memorable stuff with Superman, the only real memorable thing he has is when he died and came back, and that was cool. Green Arrow, his ward was a heroin addict. Green Lantern went crazy and killed everybody as Parallax.
Yeah.
Cyborg did nothing. Wonder Woman, I can't really remember what she did, but I feel like Wonder Girl did more things than she did. Right? Like all the DC heroes, Martian Manhunter, I don't even know what kind of story arc he had. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what their problem is, right? They have a huge God complex at DC. Like every character feels like they're this massive, overpowered god.
Even Batman, who is just a human, is overpowered in the sense that they've literally made him the smartest or second smartest, depending on who's writing, because it's Lex Luthor or him. Those are the two smartest in their universe, and it goes back and forth.
It's crazy that it's become a joke. Like Batman could beat anyone with enough prep time.
Yes, that's the. Have you seen the ones where it's like him versus Goku? It's like, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Have you guys read the story with him versus Onomatopoeia?
No.
Okay, there's a Kevin Smith wrote these stories. It's like a new villain that he comes out of nowhere, and he basically kind of like befriends Batman. Not really, but then he goes away. Whatever. Okay. New hero shows up, befriends Batman. Gains his trust, all sorts of things, gains all this like training. So Batman's like, oh, maybe I could lead like a real life and all this stuff, so on and so forth. And like essentially the way it ends is that you find out that the hero that is like now under Batman's trust, he's all in the Batcave. Batman has his new girlfriend about to get engaged. He now slits the girl's throat and he reveals that he's been Onomatopoeia, the new other villain, this entire time. And then it just never got wrapped up.
Like this is Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Why didn't they wrap it up?
I don't know. Like I've been looking for it, and I don't know if I'll find the name of the issue, but like or the issue. I am
fascinated by that story. That sounds.
I would like to see that story. I would like to see that.
Wow.
It sounds like a different version of the Hush story, but even more interesting because
it is.
He like trains the guy's in his trust. That's nuts, man.
I need to have to remember how to.
Oh, here, look at this little tidbit I found. Onomatopoeia was originally intended to appear in the Arrow season 1 episode, Home Invasion. However, the producer stated his team changed their minds after reading a statement from Kevin Smith that the character could not be adapted for screen.
What?
What?
How do you not? What character could you not adapt?
And out of all people, why would Kevin Smith say like?
No, but Kevin Smith said he told them he would come up with a way to adapt the character to screen if they allowed him. So interesting. This character sounds pretty deep. I've never heard of it.
I know, right?
He's really gay. Like,
and he looks cool too.
Oh, interesting though. He's primarily a Green Arrow villain.
Yeah, that's why he was supposed to be on the show.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm down to. You know what though? Here you go. Kenny just gave us this obscure random villain that's sounds so fucking interesting. I'd be more than happy to watch a movie about them. He's a serial killer who targets non-powered vigilante superheroes where he earns his name because he imitates noises around him. That sounds incredible.
Him and Batman would actually get along because the early days Batman was pow bang.
Yes, that's what it was. He would make random click noises with his mouth. So at one point he's in the Batcave and he starts making noise, and Bruce looks up. He's like, "No!" And then like he turns around and dude has girls throat slit and like, oh, yo, it was so crazy.
That's crazy. I'm gonna keep this aside because I want to check this out later.
I know, right? Guys, that's a recommendation right there. Real quick, before we get into View the Right Thing right now here on Geektastic Cypher, hopefully you guys aren't going to go anywhere because we got more. Oh, yeah, I actually don't have an ad for us to play this week. So, we have some cool stuff coming up. So if anything, I'll just do, I'll talk it down for you guys. Make sure you follow us on all our social medias because we are now at Geektastic Cypher. If you guys have not had the chance, it is now scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and we want you guys to follow us. Also, if you guys want to support us, if you guys are liking the content that we put out, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you share our content. We appreciate all of you guys tuning in on the weekly. We always appreciate all the comments. We already want to give a shout outs to Mike K, Lee J, Phil, Devin, all you guys that are up in the chat because we see you guys. We appreciate you guys. You guys are always doing things and always, supporting and commenting, which we really appreciate. The show is always more fun. Ever since we started doing the show on here this way with you guys interacting, it's been so much fun. And people always tell us it's always interesting to hear the interactions. And for those of you who watch the show, you get to see what people are saying and you get to hear us rant, rave, and sometimes insult the people in the comment section.
Or hear them insult us.
Or that's what I was going to say. Or hear them completely obliterate us with comments. But we have fun. So if you guys, if you guys ever want to be a part of the conversation, make sure you just jump in. We do the show on the weekly Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time here on Free X Agents Media. That's on YouTube. Going into View the Right Thing right now, we have so many things to talk about, but we'll start it off with Dave. Dave, what have you been watching recently?
I was actually going to go off of what Tobi was going to, the two things that Tobi put up. And I actually want to talk about both of those things.
Wow. He wants to talk about the stuff I put. All right, let's do it.
You put Into the Badlands, bro. I want to know how far you've got and what you've watched.
I will definitely fill you in. But we might as well start with what everybody's here for.
Well, I wanted to end with WandaVision because that's one of the ones that takes.
Okay, let's start with Into the Badlands.
You're all
I know. I'm all hyped up about it.
Last. You got to save the best for last. If you just
feel you.
Okay,
so Into the Badlands. I like this show.
How far are you?
I'm probably like 4 episodes in the first season.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I don't want to say something stupid because I've watched it all. It's great.
I am. Oh, maybe not even 4 episodes, maybe 3. I'm at the part where the main kid who is being looked, I forget his name right now. I just saw it, so I forget his name. MK. He was being hunted by the widow. Nice. Right? She was looking for him. He got it. He fell into the hands of this other tribe where that Red Baron.
Yeah.
Who has, for those who don't know, Into the Badlands is kind of like a post-apocalyptic show, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
It's essentially Mad Max, but instead of it being destroyed, it's people didn't let the world go to shit, and it's more like a samurai medieval type times because
feel.
There's not technology seems to be gone.
Right, or never existed.
Yeah, one of the two.
Like it's one of the two. So and then the I guess whatever continent we're on is split up into tribes, right? Sort of. And each one is run by a baron, right? So like a baron is technically this untouchable figurehead who has an army of what's known as clippers, is what they call their sort of mercenaries or assassins. And then this one baron whose story we're following because the one clipper on his crew who's supposed to be the best one of them all is played by, oh my gosh, what's his name again? Hold on. Into the Badlands. You'd know him if I actually said it here.
Yeah, he's been in who's the other thing?
Daniel Wu. But I'm trying to figure out what he was in before. He has such a familiar face. You feel like you've seen him in everything.
Yeah. He's so you have the main clipper, I forget his name at the moment, the actual clipper's name, but you're following Daniel Wu
Sonny.
Sonny, yeah. You're following his perspective through the main Baron's village, let's say, or like area. And
actually, you know what? Think like Avatar, The Last Airbender, and they have like those little, you know, like they have like the compounds.
Yeah,
you know, each like creed has their own compound, like big walls and like buildings where they're training soldiers in there, kind of like that. So he's from that section, and you kind of follow his story and that Baron story and how evil he is, and like you learn about the Baron's kid, his son, who I hated his face from the moment I saw his son's face.
Yeah,
He just has one of those faces. Regardless, he didn't even have to speak yet, and I'm like, I'm not gonna like this kid.
He has in a room. If someone asked you slap someone in the room, you would naturally hover to this person
immediately. Oh, by the way, Barons are allowed to take as many wives or husbands as they want, because Barons can also be women, and we learn in this world. So there's a whole like relationship dynamic there with his main girl, the Baron, that is. And the Sunny character, I think our point here, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, is kind of like it's showing us that he's always been looking for a way out, and this kid coming along into his life, and we're going to talk about the kid in a sec, and he ended up in a relationship with some girl in the town who
what it is that their society, how it's woven, is very matriarch style, and like they're essentially, each Baron is essentially a king for his domain, but a king to the extent that treated like a god. Like they are anybody who, if they say jump, you do ask how high. And if you don't 100%. Jump as high as they want, they can kill you. They could cut off your knees just because you couldn't jump.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the type of mentality in this.
You kill for your Baron, no questions asked, period. Yeah. And once you kill for your Baron, you have to tattoo the amount of, so you're adding a tattoo of like a line on your, so he has like, if you look at his back,
they're all Zazzes. All the Clippers are Zazzes essentially, except for instead of it being a credit to tattoo.
Yeah. I like the story so far. Once it got revealed to me who the kid actually was in the way it was, I was like, oh shoot, okay, that's pretty damn cool. I think the only thing that went against this show is the fact that it was on AMC. And it was on AMC around the same time as probably Walking Dead's height.
It was basically, you had Walking Dead and the off season.
Yeah,
into the Badlands.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of fell below the radar for me, I think.
Yeah, because you know what it is? People were so hyped from that and so drained from Walking Dead that they're like, okay, we don't have to watch AMC at this time. And they tried to make it like, no, you should still watch this show. And although I really like the show, it has about 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I could see how people wouldn't have jumped on per se. But one thing I will give credit to the show is how they filmed it cinematically. I really enjoyed, especially since their fighting style in the show is kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type style, but
a lot of wire work.
Yeah, but in like a better modern, not necessarily better, but a more modern way look of how to do that. And I thought it was very well done. Like it was.
Yeah, it was really. So I was expecting cheesy like fighting because of the network. It's AMC. I wasn't expecting much. And they kind of surprised me in that sense. The Man with the Iron Fist, Daniel. Oh, he wasn't the Man with the Iron Fist. Okay, I actually saw that. Yeah, that was the RZA, right?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Sorry,
he wasn't Tomb Raider.
He wasn't Tomb Raider. I realized.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. I like it a lot. The only nitpick I would have is that I kind of would prefer better fighting. If that makes sense. It gets
better.
It does get better. Okay.
Because, like I found it got better. But I find it also gets better as how the show evolves and how you realize that certain limitations to people aren't necessarily all the same, and how they incorporate that.
Okay, tell me one question though. Why does this Baron look like she could take on everyone? The Widow.
There's a reason I can't answer that, and it would spoil something for you much later in the show.
Was she an ex-Clipper? Are women allowed to be Clippers?
There are. Because
I haven't seen.
There are Clippers that are female.
But with the Widow.
Yeah, specifically with the Widow. But I'm trying to figure out a way to explain.
You know,
let's go ahead because Dave's on the verge of spoiling something.
I'm trying so hard not to.
I just don't want him to. Because
don't.
Like, I don't know how to say this without spoiling it, so I'll say it anyways. Like, no, let's not do
let's just say her fighting skills surprised me based on what the other Barons we were introduced to, and just they didn't look like they could fight. Whereas when she was on screen and she was being hunted, she could like sense people and she sees things from she was destroying people with swords with 2 knives. She had 2 knives in her hand and she was freaking going ballistic. It was actually a pretty cool scene, but you could tell she's not a fighter in real life because like she was aided a lot by wire work. But anyway.
But remember, in the story, and I believe you know this already where you are, she's not supposed to be the Baron, right? Like she's called the Widow for a reason, right? So like they do already, and this is not spoiling something for where you are, they already hint that she has a past. Like there's things that happen before
probably the guy
over the helm. So.
Right. Okay. So the guy who was probably in charge died under her watch, so she might have been his clipper, which is why she's able to. It's easy to assume that actually. That's kind of why I wanted you to confirm that, but you didn't. But I'll let it unravel. But it's a recommendation. It's on Netflix now, right? It's Netflix.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Amazon Prime. So.
I don't want to say this because when it got cut, I was just surprised it got cut when it got cut. Is all.
Okay.
I've been watching Young Rock. Hopefully Skinny's going to come back because I wanted him to talk about it too. If you guys haven't had a chance to, and 2 shows that launched on NBC, you have Keenan's show and you have Young Rock. I'll discuss both a little bit. Keenan's show is
no, please tell me it's at least like going to get 2-3 seasons.
No, I'm sorry. I don't see this lasting long. And I know it's early days. I think Keenan is great. I just think that like it's the style of comedy that they're trying to do doesn't really come across. I'm seeing a lot of jinxed people. You know those people that I always say you see them on sitcoms and there's like 2 actors on the show that have been on multiple sitcoms that have been canceled, and I was just like, you don't want
Kevin
those
James?
Is Kevin James the new Dan Harmon?
2021. Are we done with Dan?
Yeah, we're done with Dan. It's Kevin James now. It's Kevin James now. Kevin James. Okay, yeah. So okay.
No, I'm joking.
Don Johnson's on it. I mean
that's it. Don Johnson's on it. He doesn't do a great job as the dad who is like who comes to help out. And I don't know, man. I'm watching the show. The kids are too smart for their own good. Chris Redd is funny, but they're trying to work him into things. The cast on the morning show that Keenan hosts, it feels kind of like stiff. The whole interactions, I don't know. It could be pandemic. That's the other thing. Because some of these shows, like in the past, a show about a morning show would have a real studio audience, right? Like they would get like the fake studio audience to be the show, and it would be a big crowd. But because of pandemic, there's like 8 people on chairs. It looks awkward. It feels weird. I heard an interview with Keenan where he's talking about how they filmed the show. It's supposed to be a single cam series, but they filmed multicam to cut time because of the pandemic. All the things that the show was supposed to do, you can feel they're sacrificing because of what's going on. Is that a commentary on the pandemic and how it's affecting TV show productions? Yes, I think it is. I think the pilot suffered because of it, and it really sucks because I'm sure Keenan had a vision, and I'm sure Lorne and all those guys that were trying to get this show off the ground had a vision, but I just don't think it came across. It's funny, but I don't see it doing 3 seasons. Did he
did he leave Saturday Night Live?
No, that's the other thing. He's doing this at the same time. He's being bi-coastal. He's filming this in LA. He lives in LA, and he's still doing SNL.
In New York?
Yeah, he's bi-coastal. He flies back and forth.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Dude, all right.
I'm saying that seems crazy to me. At that point, man, just split. That's the other thing. During the pandemic, you could tell that SNL had a lot of cast members who live in LA, and I would have said just split the show down the middle and have them film half of it in LA and half in New York, and do it that way. Because you had a lot of cast members in LA, from what I could tell, and you might as well just let them film half the show over there. But whatever.
Man,
Young Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Randall Park, and some dude named Stacy in the background or something that they keep yelling at. That dude's hilarious to me. every time he says something. So the whole premise of the show is the year is 2032. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is running for president of the United States of America, and he is doing a bus tour with Randall Park, who's doing personalized interviews asking him about his youth. And The Rock is telling these stories, and then you have these young actors who are playing The Rock at different ages for the purposes of the show. The kid who's playing him, the guy playing his dad is Rocky Johnson, is being played by Joseph Lee Anderson, who I feel had an uphill battle, because trying to get as buff as Rocky Johnson when you are not as buff as Rocky Johnson in the short time too, I feel for that dude, because I see pictures of Rocky Johnson. And I'm like, and I remember when they first cast this Joseph Lee Anderson, I was just like, "Ooh, good luck, homie. You're gonna have to put some creatine in that smoothie, because you need to you need to."
I was gonna say he did really good, Ben, in the first 2 episodes. He did really good.
The whole gimmick of like Rocky always being Rocky is pretty funny, and he does a good job with that.
Yeah, I like this show a lot.
Yeah.
It's got people.
I love
split,
the mom,
though, from what I could see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's funny. Like, dude, it's so cool seeing all the behind the scenes stuff with like wrestlers. Like in the pilot episode where he goes over to the uncles' houses, and it's what are those uncles? I don't remember the uncles' names.
It's Appa and Alpha. It's Andre the Giant's Iron Sheik and Junkyard Dog all hanging out at like his grandma's house.
Yeah,
and then The Rock goes. He's like, "Oh, whatever. Who cares? It's all fake anyways." And then like they all stop. And Andre the Giant gets up and picks him up, and he's just like, "You don't say the F word."
Yeah.
It was sick.
He's just like, "Does it feel fake?" Oh man, it was so good. And Randall Park is killing it too, because Randall Park playing a version of himself who retires from acting and becomes a journalist is hilarious, because he keeps trying to be like smooth with it, but he's like also jokey, and then sometimes he turns to The Rock and he's just like, because I used to be an actor, if I haven't mentioned that. And The Rock's like, "Yes, you've said that numerous times." And it's like the joke is funny because it's just like, yeah, he's still fucking doing good things,
Sheesh, everyone's wow, okay. I mean, it's pretty split. I'm reading comments and reviews on the show.
Like split in the sense that like what, they don't like the kid, they don't like the way
they just don't think it's funny. And then the other half thinks it's funny, and then there's a few that go, "Well, I would rather watch a series about the people you said, Peter Maivia, Sika, Afa, because the best parts revolved around the Nana's house."
Yeah, like I feel like you'll get a lot of this show does a great mix of Wonder Years meets Malcolm in the Middle, meets like all of our cutaway shows that we like basically how WandaVision just did it. This show is doing it, and then like just packing in Wonder Years shit that we all love. It's really nice.
I'll give it a chance for sure. 100%.
Give it a chance.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. I didn't think anyone was gonna. Like, it's funny. Like all the stuff where he like.
I mean, don't let their comments take away from your taste.
I don't want to watch it anymore.
I'm enjoying the show. It's just funny to me that people aren't enjoying the show.
I'm almost surprised this is NBC. Like, this doesn't feel like NBC to me.
True,
which is good. That means they're actually finally stepping their game up, and
they're bringing
keeping
back
up with the times. They're not going lazy with the writing anymore, if that's the case.
No,
Real quick, Dan wanted to point out that Keenan is the highest paid guy on SNL. He's also
just based on seniority alone, he better be.
Oh yeah,
he's the longest.
Been there since Good Burger.
I just want him to have a successful thing outside of SNL, right? That's why I'm a little disappointed to hear it's funny, not. Though?
I'll say this about Keenan. If Keenan decided to retire tomorrow, he has the kid show that he did, the kids' original sketch comedy show. He has Mighty Ducks that he was in. He has the Good Burger movies. Oh yeah, all that. The Mighty Ducks, the Good Burger movie with what's his name, and then he has SNL for 20 years. You're good, man. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. So I find it funny that you're continuing. Because if I had his career, by the time I got to SNL, I'd be like, yes, you guys get me the cushy job. But if the cushy job didn't work out, I'd be like, I'm good. I'm gonna just retire.
Nah, I want to see him do late night now.
Ooh,
he could do it. He could do it.
Take over Kimmel's spot. Kimmel's been there too long. Let's go, Kimmel. Time to go.
Kimmel's ABC, so Lauren doesn't have any control.
Well, true, he can't do nothing over that, and you already got damn.
But he's not going to move Seth because Seth just got renewed till 2025, and they're not getting rid of Jimmy because Jimmy's
still in it.
Yeah, with the roots and stuff. So
yeah, he's going to be in the Home Alone remake.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. The one that was filming in Montreal. Yeah, I wonder where they were filming. Anyways, whatever. Guys, it's time. It's that. We went through. We burned through everything really quick just so we could.
quick recommendation. The Biggie documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that after this. After I.
It's really good. I like that a lot. It's just like clips and stuff that you never seen. It's nice. Cool to see.
My quick recommendation is check the Agatha All Along Trap remix. That shit's hard.
Oh yeah. Well, I played it at the top of the last episode we did.
I know, and then I really listened to it, and I was like, this is like, it's not just your typical. You know what I mean? Like Tobi would have done better. I know that, but it's hard.
Damn.
No, because it's like it's basic enough for it to be a passing, but you and I would go too crazy. The simplicity is what's nice about it. That's what it is.
That's good. It's inspiring, then. It's inspiring.
Right. Yes.
Quickly, Doc, I wanted to ask you that time loop movie that I said you were to watch, the Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Okay, cool. I'll hold it.
I actually didn't watch it.
By the way, there is another time loop movie coming out on Friday. We should probably watch this. You know what? Let's do a time loop session next week. It's called Boss Level.
Okay.
It's coming out on Hulu.
Okay. I want to see that. I actually really
probably be out on Star in Canada.
That's the one with Mel Gibson, though, right? He's the
Frank Grillo is heading his own movie.
I couldn't remember the main actor's name.
Movie? Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, watch that one and watch.
He did Skyline, but yeah. Anyways.
No, remember. Yeah.
Like how
anyways, WandaVision.
The longest pause of like so.
He did Skyline.
Right.
Cricket. We gotta jump into WandaVision because unfortunately this is one of those part outs at 8 today, so I don't want us to miss any discussion about it. But where do we start?
White Vision, we all knew.
Vision, I mean,
it was coming.
That's racist. No, I'm kidding.
All right, Ghost Vision, we all knew.
Oh yeah, that's what we should call him, Ghost Vision.
Yeah, Ghost Vision, we all knew he was coming. How did you guys feel about the reveal at the end?
Liked it.
I mean,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, my comment at this point is these last 2 episodes were for the kids who didn't know any of this stuff. It was as a fan, it was fun for me to watch these things. But at the end of the day, it was just like, well, we kind of knew all of this. We knew about the bomb. I don't know. Like some people are having an argument about whether or not Wanda is a mutant because if she did have the natural witch powers, did she do the hex to stop the bomb from blowing up, or was it just a faulty bomb? There's a lot of arguments going on.
No, Agatha cleared it up. It was
she basically told her that. Yeah,
mutant moment. Well, I actually feel like she's the first mutant. We just don't know it because they just never told us yet.
She's the first mutant we know of.
Yeah. Also, it might not be mutation. That once again could just be witch power.
It could be magic, but it's funny because it's kind of a nod to Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Because Tony is doing his thing, and then he sees the bomb come that hurts him.
Yeah.
He just didn't get to stop it. So
it's just, there is a parallel there. So I do think she is not the only mutant we know. I think she is a mutant. I think Agatha's one too. Anyone that has those kinds of powers.
Oh, you're throwing that around. Okay.
I don't know.
I think there's still magic in the universe. I still think
I don't know if I'm ready to magic everyone mutant powers. I don't even know if I'm ready to say we have mutants yet. I feel like everyone's ready.
Well, they've mentioned it though,
and that they're here and that they're proud. There's mutants.
Haven't they mentioned the word mutation?
We haven't. I haven't heard the X23 gene. I'm waiting until I hear X23, guys.
X23. That's gonna come.
Let me hear it. Your power gets triggered at really traumatic things or things that are, and that bomb that was hella traumatic. That was her mutant trigger. Done.
No, I'm not done because
I'll take the Agatha thing out. Maybe Agatha isn't.
All right, I'll take away Agatha. Yeah, well, Wanda's a mutant.
That doesn't prove
a mutant.
I'm saying she's a witch. She's a witch in the comic book.
They done said that the damn Infinity Stone enhanced her power.
We don't have her parents. We don't have Magneto.
Yes.
You guys want to talk? You guys are all predicting, but maybe you're right. I don't agree with you. I don't think it's as
Brian. You know which one? You know what I'm going to take off the table because I've been going back and forth since I actually said it's possible that Wanda gave Monica her powers.
She did give her her powers.
I don't know. The thing is, A, how unsurprised she was about it happening. Also, B, the episode where she goes through. Huh?
I don't know if she was unsurprised. I think
she was unfazed.
She just landed like a superhero, like no problem. She
like when they the results.
Her the thing? Yeah, because she's a soldier who doesn't care and just came back from a 5 years disappearance. I don't think many things phase her.
Also, there was when she was going. Okay, so
and came back. Okay, sure.
Here's another thing.
Not working. Okay.
Going back to the blip moment, right? Remember the blip moment when she wakes up? She's going through the hallway and she walks into a dude bigger than her, plows him out of the he goes down. He goes down pretty damn quickly. There's also when she's going through the barrier in the vehicle.
I don't know. I don't.
Again, when she come on. That's one point. When she's going through the barrier in the vehicle, let me finish. I
don't understand the point. I just put the finger. You want me to finish? No, I don't understand the point.
Okay. Meaning that
she was able to push someone down, like
she didn't push him down. They were both walking towards each other. This dude is far bigger than she is, and she plows him. Like he goes down.
I want to rewatch this. I don't remember.
Go rewatch it, and then also go rewatch the scene. Listen, I've watched a couple episodes twice at this point, so I remember.
You formed in that area. And she was,
huh? Okay, so there's a scene where she's going through the barrier, right, for the last time.
Yeah.
Okay. And the vehicle's getting all chewed up and transformed. Rewatch it. She freaking busts through like that. The top of the tank.
Yeah, she just went
threw it off the hinges. You don't notice it because it happens quickly. You think it's the thing that's doing it, the barrier.
I mean,
but it's her. Like
it was the adrenaline, but okay.
No, you're not gonna.
You thought the adrenaline made her blow up a tank door off the hinges?
Again, I think that's a safety. I think that's like there could be an emergency pull for that to happen. That's what I thought it was. Not that it was the machine.
You guys do not.
Valid point. You bring a valid point. I'm trying to side with you.
And then another one. And then when she decides to go through, if you remember all the voice, what's that?
I'm not willing to give everything to superhero powers because we want it. I want more. She's inside.
I'm just saying she has it. I'm saying she might have had it before Wanda, is what I'm trying to say.
But then
she hates her Aunt Carol now. Something must have happened. When she's going through and all those voiceovers are coming, one of the voiceovers says, remember to glow like your Aunt Carol.
I think she hates Aunt Carol because I'm wondering if she thinks her mom got cancer from the radiation of dealing with Carol. That's
no. I think her mom got cancer from dealing with her as a kid.
With her as a kid from
when she got her powers, whenever she got her powers. Her mom got it from being in close proximity.
Like she was a mutant,
not from Carol.
Okay, well that's it. Okay, we both think she got cancer from a power-based person.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Either way, I think it makes more sense for her to be mad at Carol for the fact that her mom got cancer from Carol. Because why would she be like we actually don't know, but I'm saying story-wise, that's an easy one as opposed to what we might, I guess, find out. I don't know yet.
That's true. Okay, well, let's go back to what we actually saw in the show before we run out of time.
You're saying that she runs through. You guys are saying you think she has powers and that the powers got what amplified by running back and forth.
I think so.
I think when she reformed, she had some kind of power, hence plowing through that guy. He may have blipped right in that spot, but I do believe she popped him. When she went through and then came back, her density changed. And then when she went through, so she probably got powers like 3 times.
It just kept augmenting her powers.
Literally going from Marvel to Photon to Spectrum.
Ooh. Going the full... Well, literally, she goes through the full spectrum. If you actually remember,
at the ending, you see she sees the light spectrum, but I know Brian's not giving
Brian
it
is not.
Brian doesn't want anything part of the conversation.
Laughing at today. Toby's joke about spectrum was a dad
The
joke.
full spectrum.
Yeah. That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, Toby, are you proud of that one?
Oh man. Okay, so anyway, the episode was Agatha taking Wanda through her history, her memories to try to figure out how she's so powerful, how she's able to control these things that are happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long story short, she figures it out at the end. She calls it's chaos magic, and she calls her the Scarlet Witch, which we hear for the first time in the Marvel universe. She's never been called the Scarlet Witch before.
Yeah.
What were they calling her before? Because I swear
Wanda.
they called her
Just Wanda.
Only ever called her name.
Yeah.
Yo, but that's real like delusionment where you think they've been calling her
Scarlet Witch, yeah.
and it's only because you're crazy ass. It's like that's
Exactly.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Because we knew it was Scarlet Witch. We just kept expecting it. Like, you guys are calling her Scarlet Witch. We get it. But no, they never said it.
How did Kevin figure that?
How did Kevin
Feige
decide
like, how
to
did he
hold that?
figure that? How did he figure that we would just fall in line like that?
Well, he did.
we're
You
nerds,
had
bro.
4 movies without
They
getting
know how
name.
nerds work. That's
Yeah,
how they make
Everybody has a
it.
code name.
Feige's a nerd, dude.
They know what nerds are. Like
That's
they
Yeah.
know
nuts.
what we do.
And like we never really got a real like good introduction to her backstory. So I've noticed that characters that we haven't gotten backstories for, eventually it gets revealed in a way that's like this. You know what I mean? Like where it just feels natural.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that she's actually like dealing with her. Like we're getting the Scarlet Witch
with hex
and
magic and everything. Wow.
So at the end of the episode, when Agatha realized who she was, it looks like she's maybe kind of threatened and afraid, but also trying to like play aggressive.
I think Agatha is just trying to trigger her and wants to teach her. I don't think she's actually like
she wants to teach her.
Yeah, I don't think she's trying to be a villain. I don't think she's trying to punish her.
But why is she holding Billy and Tommy hostage?
Because her powers are triggered through her emotions.
Yeah,
so that's the whole point.
Nah, man, she's
the
sucking off
most
the magic,
emotional
bro.
she could get. I don't know. I'm dropping my opinion. The way that episode starts, where they talk about where she literally is begging her mother, like, I can't control my magic. Can you teach me? And the mom's like, no. And she keeps saying, please teach me. And she's begging her. I feel like when she's seeing Scarlet Witch and the chaos magic, she might be thinking like, yo, I always wanted someone to teach me. I was too powerful. I couldn't control my shit. I figured my stuff out. Like when she tests her downstairs in the basement and she's telling her, girl, you don't even know rune magic? That's baby shit. Like, who are you? How are you doing what you do, but you don't know this stuff?
Yeah,
like,
Wanda's like that kid you
nod
hated that never studied but aced every test.
Was better than
exactly. She walks into the room, sits down, puts pencil to paper, and gets a fucking 100. Meanwhile, the rest of us study like crazy. She's that kid, and that's what I think. I think, like I said, I think maybe this is her trying to be like, these kids mean a lot to you. This is a one way I can trigger you. Let's see what happens. That's my theory.
Trigger her a little too far, and then she causes Doctor Strange to be like, "Hey, Agatha, who are you and what are you doing?"
So Doctor Strange isn't showing up this episode then.
In the last episode? Oh, I think Doctor Strange. If Agatha is bad or if Wanda goes crazy and supernova, no matter what, I still think because this is a magic-based story now, that Doctor Strange shows up as the Sorcerer Supreme.
My biggest issue is where was he for the last 8 episodes?
It didn't evolve enough. He's dealing with the other stuff.
Yeah,
with everything else.
You just got looked back after 5 years. You're not putting on no gloves, bro.
I guess.
No, you chilling, dog.
I guess that's true.
Rachel McAdams. He's just like, you didn't get blipped. You got a little older, but you got a little thicker. Let's do this. You know, like he's out.
You ain't trying to work these hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then at the end, post-credit scene, we find out that Hayward, because of the drone they sent in, when it came back out, it actually absorbed some of Wanda's hex magic.
That's what they could use to power it.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah, thank you. Big loophole. Because she was never the one who powered Vision the first time.
Right. Yeah. Which is a little puzzling to me.
Yeah. I find it's a big reach.
Bring it to the source.
They didn't have an answer, so that's what they're doing.
But wait, okay, can we all admit
though? Well,
can we admit though the version of Vision that Wanda created is going to get merged into that body. Like we're all on that page. Right?
Okay, so then here's the theory. There's about 3 or 4 working theories here. Okay, it's either Vision takes control over White Vision. Monica uses her energy manipulation and guides the Vision hex into the Ghost Vision's body.
I'm still down with that.
Or Darcy finds a way to identify. She's still in there, remember, and she's pretty fucking smart.
Yeah.
So she finds a way to identify the portion of the hex that makes up for Vision, that either safekeeping and find a way to insert. That's an option.
Yeah.
I don't. Or can Wanda make it real? Can Wanda make him real? Okay, so here's a far off reach. Wonder Man. Simon Williams. What if he is the person? What if he is the person that Wu? Remember, we always forget that Wu was looking for a fugitive this whole time, or someone that was in protective custody. I remember Simon Williams Wonder Man in the comic books was in protective custody because he ratted on the mafia, whatever it was. Right?
Oh shit! Tobi.
That's hard.
What if she takes this Vision body and then realizes like this is Wu's guy and puts him in that body and
stop. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to make that much sense. Yo, Tobi, how are you gonna spoil the finale for people?
Shit, spoiler alert if I'm right.
That's cool. That's nice. I like that.
We always forget. It's either Ralph or this guy that's under what's it called? Protective custody. We just forget that they still exist and they still need to be revealed.
100%.
Ralph. So that the Simon Williams, that sounds really, really dope.
That's a good ass theory, right?
Because I was gonna say something similar, but that's way better than what.
Well, I mean, I still want to hear what you want to say.
I mean, I would be a little annoyed too, though. So you should save that shit for last. I think
jump on me. I'm thinking like.
And sorry, before you continue, Wanda had a relationship with Wonder Man in the comics. For anyone wondering, also,
yeah,
she did. There was a love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's the mystery character because Paul Bettany said that there was an actor that was going to be on the show that he hasn't acted with yet. Technically, he was already acting with Doctor Strange, so that would rule him out of being the guy to come. So,
yeah, everyone says that he's talking about himself,
but that's a Marvel thing to make you think he's talking about himself. Yeah. So he's probably talking about somebody else, which is like.
Okay, sorry, Tobi. I had to pull up the scene you were talking about where she knocks the guy down. I'd like to point out they both fell. It's not like she knocked him down. They ran into each other and then both fell to the ground.
Both fell? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm just saying.
Cool. That's one thing, but go watch the other things I mentioned. I was just trying to back up my point with others.
I feel like
because
go on.
No, go ahead. Sorry, man.
I was gonna say I feel like quickly current Vision. The one that's with Wanda, who doesn't remember anything about the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's going to defeat or either be absorbed into White Vision, remain White Vision, and that's how he's going to be disillusioned with Wanda and like divorce her and off and do his own thing. Like
we're still expecting Vision to be a thing at this point.
Yeah. So he'll be himself, but just not so attached.
What if it's Ultron?
What if it's Ultron?
Oh, interesting.
Ultron can come back.
You don't have to raise your hand, Dave.
I
know we made jokes about it being class.
No, but I'm just saying because I think that Agatha is actually going to take Wanda out of reality in some shape or form.
Okay.
Vision, I actually think he's going to become evil Ultron Vision. Wanda gets brought back in Doctor Strange movie.
Multiverse.
Because Agatha, like that's the connection's the magic.
Yeah.
And at some point down the line, Wanda will be confronting White Vision and being like, I'm going to finally do what I always wanted. And then she'll restore Vision's like feelings back into him or his soul back into him.
Okay. She has that.
I think it's a slow burn is all I'm saying. I don't think this season's going to end with a big bow because it won't help everything else.
For sure.
Yeah, I think White Vision comes out on top, though.
Yeah,
and I think it's definitely White Vision surviving, and it's going to be like.
I agree with you, Dave. I definitely think that we got 9 episodes, and that last episode is going to be such an annoying ending because it's definitely going to be leading up to more movie content or something. We're not getting a bow. We're not getting it fully wrapped up. We're definitely going to get a movie that feels like an episode that feels like, oh shit. And then it ends and we're like, wait, oh, you fingers. And we're going to be really annoyed with MCU.
Like the end scene on this one, gentlemen, will be very important.
Yeah.
I mentioned it on the short bit that me and Brian did, but I love that ever since they got into like the 2000 references, that's when they started doing after credit scene, because that's when they started doing that in the movies mainly.
Yeah. It's the Ultron theory. It's just like you know when he was inside that tube, the white vision, and he was kind of just like looking around and looks at his hands.
Yeah,
and I was like, it reminded me of the whole what's that song that he said, the Pinocchio song?
Yeah, that he makes all creepy.
Yeah, what is it?
That's the other thing, right? Ultron, we haven't seen Ultron, but Ultron's not dead, right? He can stay inside one piece of
nanobot. And I'm 100% sure. Remember, they kind of buttoned it off at the end of the movie where Vision sort of uses the Mind Stone and takes him out, this big yellow, but we never actually see the full destruction. And then in Spider-Man, do you remember Spider-Man finding Stark tech and a bunch of tech inside a bag when he was fighting in the first Spider-Man when he was fighting Vulture? And there was a Ultron head in there. It was like the last bot, and the eyes were still red.
I don't remember them still being red, but interesting.
I remember
still red.
Hey man, I mean, like we said, Ultron can survive in the smallest bit of technology, the smallest bit of power, he can still survive. He's done it multiple times in the comic books. He's come back from almost nothing. It's like fucking Wolverine with the one drop of blood idea. Like they really love to give us this thing that these characters can come back from almost nothing. So yeah.
Do you think the twins are gonna survive this?
Yes.
They have
even if I also think the twins are going to get aged up. I don't think they'll get aged up in this episode, but the fact that Hawkeye, what's her name, Kate Bishop, is over
Young Avengers, they have to survive.
They've already introduced 3 characters from Young Avengers. We're going to get Iron Patriot, and we might get now that we're getting Kang in the movie, we might also get another version of Kang in Young Avengers, which would be really fucking dope because he is Iron Lad, right? So if you have Kang being introduced, you can have Iron Lad because that's just time jumping. You're gonna have what's his name, Patriot. You have Kate Bishop. You have Miss Marvel, who's another one of their teen characters. I know she's not on the team, but you have your teen character. You have Stature that we got introduced to in Ant-Man. They've introduced the team. The kids are.
Marvel is so good at callbacks. It's almost disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Gross. What Pandora's box they're gonna open with this finale? Like I know the ending's gonna be like, like just like how Doc was describing.
It just makes sense that it's Ultron because of his connection to Wanda too, right? It's just
it's connection to Vision.
Also, and they only yes.
I gotta say though. I'm still upset with Tobi for bringing up Simon and explaining. And
I want that so bad
because spoiling the finale sucks. Like that's.
I love this energy. I want it to happen too. That'll surprise me finally after 2 episodes of no surprise.
When I watch the episode now and I see Simon walk in, I'm gonna be fucking yelling at you. Tobi, I swear right now, if he comes in, you're gonna get some nasty messages in the group.
That is great. I love it.
You better not be wearing no black and red shirt.
Oh no. No.
Like a little
strings, but now I'm free.
I've
got no strings on me.
Oh boy.
Make a song, you weirdo. All right, guys. We got to sign off. I do apologize that we got to make it 8 on the dot this week, but we got to sign off. Anything you guys want to say to the people?
Hey, man, WandaVision Friday. We're probably going to make a little tidbit about it once it's aired, so make sure you watch it.
Definitely. That's the whole show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, don't forget, you can always check out all our stuff on Free X Agents Media on YouTube. Just check it out. Go on YouTube. All our episodes are there. You can also check us out on Geektastic Cypher on all social medias, and hit up the Facebook. We don't post on the Facebook as much as we used to, but go to the Facebook, go to the Free Agents Media, and check out the Facebook page, check out Running with Wolves, check out the spot, check out the breakdown to Lowdown. We have a whole bunch of stuff. We have more stuff coming on that's going to be coming out in the near future. That's everything, man. That's the whole show. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. We don't have geek news this week, but Wanda's so damn important, it feels like it's all the geek news. We talked about Superman, we talked about WandaVision. That's all you need to know.
There you go. We'll be live Friday to talk about how the episode went.
For real.
Peace, y'all. Thanks, Dan. Dan says great show. Thanks, everybody. Peace, everybody. Have a good one.
Y'all crazy ass ninjas.